Hello, welcome to OMAT. Glad you're here. I really am glad you're here. We're going to get into the 8 exercises that I find to be essential and to really help me out with my life. And I got to say, I haven't been feeling like myself recently. A lot of things have changed. I moved to a new state. I left a career, a long career. I started a new business. All of these things need time to adjust, but there's also regular life. My body feels different. We just had a pandemic. I still feel like I'm adjusting from that. Technology is changing really quick. All of these things create this sort of new me. And what I used to think is, as the changes come, I would say, oh, I'll get back to who I was. I'm going to work back to who I was, where I used to be in my mind and my body. And I had to realize that person doesn't exist anymore. I'm still me, but there's a new normal. And I think there's a new normal every little while, a year, 5 years, whatever it is. I got to take time to notice it, because if I try to go back, I'm trying to go back to something that doesn't exist. So that adjustment, and it is an adjustment, it's very uncomfortable. It's more reasonable to adjust to the discomfort than to try to go back and fight to be a person that doesn't exist anymore. So I don't know how you deal with your changes. I use these tools. I really use these tools to adjust, to notice who I am, to figure out what my next thought or action is, to relax and to be active, to get things done. Yes, I use these tools for all of those. So let's practice. Let's get present. If you're still thinking about what happened before you hit this link, or if you're thinking about what's going to happen after, that's not where present is. Let's forget those things, or at least put them until, hey, exactly 15, 20 minutes from now, you're going to get back to it. Give yourself permission to let it go for now. Let's get into our first exercise of gratitude. This also helps us become present. This exercise also helps me get to know myself, because if I don't practice gratitude, I lose the fact that there is something to be grateful for. And that's not a muscle I want to give up. That's not a muscle that I want to let atrophy. Let's work on that muscle by looking for some gratitude right now. Let's wrap for now. Finding water. A little thought about gratitude. If you ever want to fight with someone, you have some words, you're amped up, you're agitated. If you ever want to let that person have it, practice 1 minute of gratitude right before. See if you're still amped up. See if you still have those same thoughts and that you want to give those thoughts to that person. Maybe something's changed, because when we change our mind, our body starts to relax. If we're thinking relaxing things, these two affect each other. Mind and body working together. Let's keep going. Let's go into our meditation. Change your mind. Your mind is going at its own pace, thinking its own thoughts. Here, grab onto it. You get to change what happens up there. Let's practice that. Sit in any comfortable position, eyes opened or closed, and breathe. As we come back, let's have our water. And that's the meditation practice. We are practicing putting our thoughts on pause or thinking specific. Sometimes I can't just put my whole mind on pause. I can't think of nothing. So maybe I think of a stream or an ocean, and I can tell that to someone thinking it'll help their meditation practice, and they can say to me, well, that makes me think of peeing. So that's what we can learn sometimes with just a minute of meditation. When I think of this, it does that. Maybe with the practice, we get to know a little bit more about ourselves. Same with writing. We're going to get to know a little bit more about ourselves. Not because we're saying, here's what's about me, and then writing a description like we're writing a bio. But we're allowing the thoughts, even though we maybe fear them or feel uncomfortable, we're allowing them to come out. And that doesn't tell us directly exactly who we are like a resume does. But it lets something out. It allows us to become ourselves a little bit more. Let's see what happens when we write any word right now. Let's wrap for now. Finding the water. And writing is absolutely part of my morning routine. I do a minute of writing every morning. And then I allow that to happen throughout the day. I might not write all day, the rest of the day, but I know where my notebook and pen is. So if I do have a thought, if I do need to write it down, that's what that morning writing is. It's I know where my notebook and pen is. That's the big deal sometimes. Let's keep going. We're stretching. Stand if you can stand. We're going to get into our sun salutation or any pose that allows you to elongate and stretch. Let's start by inhaling the arms out and up. Look up, reach up. Now, whether you're standing or sitting, fold forward and hang. Let your back round. Let your arms be loose. When you're ready, halfway lift, flat back. And let's get on our hands on the ground. Step back into a plank pose if you can, and then lower all the way down. Once you're down on the ground, push your palms and look up. Chest is out and up. And let's meet in down dog. I like to bend my knees, then put the hips up into an upside down V. We're facing our thighs here. And we're going to walk forward towards our hands before we roll up, meeting the palms above the head and exhaling them down to the center of the chest. Perhaps holding for a moment, perhaps going right to the water, perhaps going right to the plank. Here we go. We felt our strength with that sun salutation, and we can feel it here. Bring it to here. Let's get in that plank pose. Be in that ready pose in the mind and the body. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and pose. This is what we're doing right now, the plank pose. Strike a pose. There's a lot to it. You know it. You're in it for 10 seconds now. Congratulations. Now find your strength. That doesn't mean you have to get everything all tight. It might mean you can relax in this a little. That's 20 seconds. I'm not saying it's easy. It is challenging, but see if you can find that balance between taking on a challenge and relaxing for 30 seconds. Making sure you're breathing. Maybe that's how you find your inner strength. For 20 seconds, you follow your breath, or you scan your body. Do all the tricks. Whatever your mind needs to think for 10 seconds that conjures up that kind of energy that keeps you in this pose for 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Come down off the pose. Maybe stretch your way back, finding the water, catching the breath a little bit. It's okay to move slow after a plank, and it's okay to give you some credit. It's very uncomfortable getting in that pose. If you made the decision and then followed through, congrats. Let's take that same energy into procrastination. We're going to make the decision and then follow through. We didn't maybe want to be in that plank. We did it anyway. Maybe we don't want to throw something out. We just want to keep passing it by, looking at it, saying, I will, I should, I would. Let's do it. Let's take on the smallest task right now. Let's wrap for now. For now. You don't have to finish everything. We could still get water. And if you didn't finish building a house in that 1 minute, just remember, no one's expecting you to. Let's keep going into our connection minute, saying hello to someone. And sometimes it feels so uncomfortable. I did it yesterday. I stared at my phone. I took a deep breath and I said, hi, I'm thinking of you. And it turns out I had a great conversation because they're my friend. I just get a little nervous sometimes. Let's work through our nerves and see what we can connect with right now. Let's wrap for now, finding water. We're going to wrap for now and find the water, even if we didn't find a friend to get in touch with. And for those who find me getting nervous about contacting a friend, let's remember, and I struggle with this also, I am very outgoing and also very shy. Both can exist. Let's keep going. Let's shake it off. Let's do any kind of exercise. We're going right away. 3, 2, 1. Shake it off. Dance it off. Walk it off. Activate something. Move something so that if you get that stuck feeling, you can take this on. That's 10 seconds. And sometimes you might feel stuck in the mind. Moving the body actually helps kick your mind into gear sometimes. That's 20 seconds. And that's why we're practicing it. It's part of why we're practicing it. Another reason why we practice moving, we want to keep moving. We got to practice moving for 30 more seconds right now. We're more than halfway done. What do you got in there? How much energy do you have? Let's see it for yourself for 20 seconds. Show yourself how much concentration and effort you could put into this without hurting yourself, without pushing yourself too hard. just seeing what your body and mind can do for 10 seconds at this countdown, closing this exercise as strong as you can for 3, 2, 1, and you're done. That's what today's exercise looked like. We might be doing the same thing every day, but it might feel different. We are practicing being in that. Thank you for taking OMAT.